This female elf never expected that the human fiancé she had once heartlessly abandoned deep in the labyrinth would suddenly appear before her again. Although Sasha only saw a back figure, she hurriedly chased after to confirm, but unexpectedly, in just a moment, she lost track of him. Only a piece of paper was left on the wall. Its contents said that Light would wait for her at the Great Tower. This instantly made Sasha terrified, because the power and status she now possessed, and her engagement to the deputy commander of the Night Order, were all obtained by killing Light back then. If the news that Light was still alive were discovered, then everything she had now would vanish. Meanwhile, Light and his subordinate Ellie were standing on the rooftop. Seeing Sasha's panicked expression, Light showed utter disdain, because his revenge plan against her had only just begun. Sasha thought the note was just a prank, because there was no Great Tower where she lived. Just as Sasha was about to breathe a sigh of relief, that night, a great tower rose from the forest several kilometers outside the town, and it was Ellie who cast the magic. Not only that, Light also released the pets he had raised in the labyrinth around the tower. The next day, when an elf merchant passed by, he discovered monsters of over level 1000 here, while the average combat level in this world was only around 1 to 200. The merchant immediately ran away upon seeing this. He even abandoned the 4 human children he had planned to sell. Due to the monster's influence, supplies could no longer be transported into the city. The incident continued to escalate. It had already threatened the town's safety and development. Thus, the guild began issuing quests. As long as any information about the Great Tower was found, even the smallest detail would earn a generous reward. At this time, Light was preparing to stage a self-directed act with his subordinates. This way, they could not only raise their squad's level and reputation, but also wipe out the Night Order in the future. But just then, 2 lustful elves suddenly appeared nearby. One immediately set his eyes on Light's subordinate Anna. Light directly told him to get lost, because Anna was his important companion. And publicly striking and shaming the elves was also part of the plan. This way, their whereabouts would quickly spread throughout the city. In the forest outside the city, 3 elves used a human girl as bait. If they encountered monsters on the way to the Great Tower, they would throw her down to buy time. But little did they know this crossed Light's bottom line. For such reckless disregard for human life, Light's answer was to kill without mercy. At that moment, a drop of saliva suddenly fell on one elf's hand. He looked up, and saw a giant abyssal maw bite down. The other 2 hadn't even reacted, before being devoured by the tongue on its tail. Watching the monster turn and leave, the girl thought she was saved. But suddenly another group appeared in the distance. Then a green light rose from her body. The girl realized it was healing potion poured on her. Not only that, they all showed great concern for the girl. Finally, they settled her in a nearby village, which also included previously rescued human slaves. It turned out that everything before her had been arranged in advance by Light, to prevent accidents. Light even stationed 2 subordinates of level 9999 there. As night fell, Sasha grew increasingly worried, because no adventurer could get past the monsters. She feared the Night Order would be dispatched, and Light's survival would be exposed. So she decided to take action herself. The next day, after everything was ready, Light was about to head to the Great Tower disguised as an adventurer. But just as they were about to depart, Sasha suddenly appeared not far away. She immediately called out to stop Light walking ahead. Enemies meeting face to face burned with hatred. But now was not the time for conflict. So Light restrained his 2 companions from drawing their swords.
そのふざけた仮面を外して顔を見せなさい。ダーク様に向かって無礼だぞ。引っ込んでなクソヒューマン。この仮面は火傷を隠すためのもので。うるさい。さっさと外せって言ってんのよ。